I mean, I think so. There's some good research around that, and I mean, it's clearly the genetics show and the research show that the sprinters are born and not made, and so that's where it's like, yes, you can transfer some of these, but if all you've ever got is 880 watts for 5 seconds in a sprint, we can spend 50 hours lifting weights, and maybe you'll get 980 watts. But if you're Gary Hoffman and you can do 1,300 watts off the couch, and you've been sitting on the couch all winter long doing nothing, and you're just 1,300 watts, you're still going to crush the guy who can only do 980, even if he's made some difference. So I think that's where it's so interesting, because clearly, because you have that fast switch, but it's a nice blend because it allowed you to be also a good road racer, right? Now, how did that? Tell me a little bit more in that area, and how did that then influence your race decisions, like the races that you raced in, and like you heard about your tactics, but then did you go and specifically look for races that you knew you could do well in?
That's a good question. Mostly I was doing the races. I would do road races. The Jefferson Cup in Charlottesville, which I won twice, was a hilly race, and I thought I was a punchy hill climber. I lived in Charlottesville, a lot of punchy hills around there, similar to
Sure.
Bedford.
Right.
And so I think, one thing you said, I think that in a road race, it comes down to the best sprinter that survives.
Right. Yes.
So you could be the fastest sprinter FTP in the world, but we dropped you 10 miles. Right. So, and that was the case. It was a great race, run for 20 years.
Right.
And usually the finish was rather flat.
Right.
So it was a question of how, can you survive?
Right. Because we talk about that all the time, in coaching, right? It's your FTP that gives you the ticket to play the game. Right. So if your FTP is only 200 watts, but the average FTP of the Peloton is 300 watts, you're going to get dropped immediately. But if your FTP is 300 watts and the average FTP is 300 watts, you got a ticket to play the game. But now, how do you win? You got to win with a sprint. You got to win with your anaerobic ability. That's the actual way you win. So that's the thing that you had, right? Is that you had the high enough FTP, so then you were fit enough to be able to play the game at a really high level. But then also, okay, I've got the sprint. I've got the tactical knowledge too to do that.